In the Old Testament Hebrew, the Ten Commandments are covered in just 173 words. And the New Testament Sermon on the Mount, Jesus used 1,647 Greek words. In less than 2,000 words, we are presented with the finest plan for human relationships. The Ten Commandments are relevant in every age and culture, intended both for the people of God and for unbelievers. You may say that unbelievers do not know or believe those standards. So why are they held to it? But friends, the world is judged not by what it believes, but by what God has commanded it to keep. The first three refer directly to our relationship with God. And the fourth is about both our relationship with God and with others. Of the remaining 6 commandments, 4 warn against harming people, 1 against harming their property, and the 10th is a warning against attitudes and desires that will inevitably harm both ourselves and others. So the order in the 10 commandments is very simple. It is God, others, ourselves. It is this order in which we must get things right in our lives. If we are not right with God and with other people, then we are wasting our lives whatever we are doing. Dorothy Sayers said, there are 2 kinds of laws. One is the law of the stop sign and the other is the law of fire. The city council meets and they decide to put up a stop sign. If you run the sign, you're fined $75. They decide it and they can raise it if they want. This is not the same thing as the law of the fire. Imagine delegates from the entire world gathered together. They were to vote unanimously that fire would not burn. The first delegate who leaves the place and puts his hand into a fire would realize it still burns. It is not the same as the law of the stop sign. Bound up in the nature of fire is the penalty of abusing it. Even God himself cannot take the law away without changing the nature of fire. The moral law of God is like the law of fire. We cannot change it without changing God. Hence, the 10 Commandments are not culturally limited. They are for the benefit of every society. They bring freedom and not slavery. Breaking these commandments is not simply antisocial behavior, it is sin. And sin is rebellion against God. In fact, it is the 10 Commandments that enable us to distinguish between culture and morality. Culture may be amoral, but when it conflicts with the revelation of God, it is immoral. There are sin wherever and by whoever. And that inevitably leads us to the gospel. To understand this, wait till next week. Amen.